Howdy there again. Happy June and happy Pride. This Pride, I am obviously going to go to some Pride festivals because I am gay, but before going to any Pride festivals this year, I'm gonna make an outfit. So there's two components that I'm going to make for this outfit that I'm gonna show you in this video. One being this pair of pants. As you can already see, I've altered these pants a little bit already, but there's some major rips. And before I can wear these again, I need to fix those rips, as well as make it a little cooler looking. Secondly, I'm gonna be taking some fabric that I have just in my fabric stash, and I'm gonna be making a pride flag out of it. Hopefully this is just gonna be like a quick little project while in between videos. So let's get to it. Since the pants had less material that needed to be measured, cut, and hemmed, I decided to do them first. These pants are a pair of light wash Paris blue jeans from the 90s and are probably about 20 years old at least. They originally belonged to my mom, who was a very short person and wore these all the time. Because of that, the legs of these pants are very torn up. So I'm just measuring a straight line across them and cutting around where my ankle would end up being. I first tried to do that with a pair of fabric scissors, but I wasn't getting much luck. So I whipped out a brand new tool I bought to help get through tough materials. That's dangerous, folks. Be careful if you get one of these. Once I cut off the excess fabric, I then went around the pants and cut out pieces of fabric from a bed sheet to make patches for most of the large holes on it. I made sure to make each patch large enough so it could both cover the hole and have extra allowance to be able to hem it. I did a simple rolled hems for each one since I don't have a serger yet. The bed sheet that I used has a checkered pattern and an abstract flower-like pattern, which I alternated between in order to get the desired effect that I wanted. For the corners of my hems, I used clips, the rest I used straight pins. I also decided that I wanted to turn the straight cutout legs on these jeans into flared legs. It was pretty simple to do. I just cut against the internal seam of the pants until I reached the knee, spread the fabric open, and cut and hemmed pieces of checkered fabric that were big enough to fill in the gaps. Now that I had all of my patches hemmed and pinned, I moved on to cutting out the pieces I needed for the flag. The flag itself was a bit more difficult to do. I was aiming to make a flag that's around the standard size of 3 feet by 5 feet. But I also wasn't in the mood to shuffle around tons of furniture to try and make enough floor space to properly measure. So instead, I completely eyeballed it and ended up with a flag that's almost twice the size that I was intending. Whoopsies. Making the panels itself weren't very hard, except when it came to cutting the blue cotton sheet I was using. I first tried to use the electric rotary tool, which got stuck inside the fabric. I had to go searching for a screwdriver to take the tool's blade off so I could pull the fabric back out and try again. I attempted using my manual rotary tool next with no such luck. And finally, on my third try, I decided to use scissors and found that they could cut through the layered fabric with ease.
Am I stupid? Maybe. It's okay.
Once I finally figured out that the simple tool could do the job, I got the rest of the panels cut out easy peasy. For the pink panels, I had to take what little I had left of the pink in my stash, and I had to cut similar width pieces out and pin them together to make long enough strips. Thankfully, that wasn't very hard to do, and I laid the 2 strips out to try and make them as evenly lengthwise as I possibly could. When it came to the white fabric, I folded it up similar to how I had done with the blue fabric, and I switched between using the scissors and the electric rotary tool in order to work through it, considering it was a bit thicker than the blue fabric. Once everything was all cut up, I quickly just checked the pieces against one another to make sure they lined up before I went on with sewing it all together. Of course, I had to lose something though before I could start sewing.
Where did I put my scissors?
Where? What? Where are they? Oh my gosh, there they are. Phew. Found them. Originally, my plan was to embroider the flag to give it some more interesting textures, and I tested out on a spare piece of white fabric that I had on whether that would be possible to do in a single night. Very quickly, I realized that embroidery was going to take up too much time. I only had so many hours before the Pride Parade I was going to was starting. Instead, I pivoted to make the last two pieces of my flag's design, a yellow star and a purple ring. The ring, I just used the lid of my sewing tin to trace out the inside before freehanding the outside, and the star I completely freehanded with my scissors until I got a shape that I liked. For about 2.5 hours after cutting and hemming everything, I sewed it all together as I slowly lost my mind. And I mean it when I say very, very, very slowly lost my mind. But with that, I think we can finally get to the reveal. Overall, despite stressing myself out while making these, I really like the way that both the pants and the flag came out. The pants are really stylish, and the flag is, well, it represents me as both a trans and intersex person. It's the only flag out there like that, and I think that's really unique, and it makes me really happy. Of course, I can't show anything off without somehow messing up. I hope that this video was short and sweet and enjoyable to watch, and if you like what you saw, more will be coming your way, so just leave a follow, maybe leave a comment if you have an opinion, and I hope you have a wonderful day.